Why women disagree that Love and Deepspace's period tracker is for Gooners. A lot of you asked for a follow-up to the reaction to my Love and Deepspace video, so here we are. Before we dive in, I would like to clear up a misunderstanding. My issue with the tweet was not Love and Deepspace being a Gooner game. It was the reinforcement of the idea that somewhat comforting someone on their period is sexual.
Who's we? There is no we.
But before we get into a serious discussion, let's lighten up the mood by showcasing fun reactions to the reaction video. And if you would like to jump to the main discussion right away, the timestamp is in front of you.
I'm not going to subscribe to a product before I've tasted it. I want to be impressed. I'll let you know if you've earned my sub or not.
Fair enough. This game's file unzipped, and so did my dignity.
Man, a game that you can jerk off to in 2025. We don't have anything like that for us men.
Got something that might interest you, stranger. I've even seen plenty of guys enjoying this, and that's great the community is increasing.
Yeah, and these two guys look gay as fuck. Yeah, I wonder why they're enjoying it, man.
Oh, wait a minute, you play this game.
Anyways, I'll be putting my dick inside the USB port, bro, for added immersion.
How does that work? Never mind. As many of you know, Love and Deepspace was mostly drama-free until the period tracker was introduced. According to the tweet presented, a Gooner game isn't just an over-sexualized game. It's one that actively farms parasocial relationships. By that definition, lads adding a period tracker is for Gooners. However, the definition I researched and the definition read within the reaction video describes gooning as the act of pleasuring oneself to the point of sexual ecstasy, something entirely different from parasocialism.
Did you guys actually know about gooning before I mentioned it yesterday? Well-known slang term in sexual subculture of chronic and compulsive masturbators, used both as a verb and a noun, means achieving the trance-like blissful state reached when riding the edge of coming for as long as possible.
A lot of others have interpreted this term in a purely sexual context as well. For example, over on Reddit, a number of users began a petition to add a period tracker to Zenless Zone 0. But then in the same thread, another suggestion popped up for an erection tracker for characters, racking up approximately 800 upvotes. Let's take a moment to process that. Actually, no. Please don't. Women are tired of periods being sexualized. The period tracker isn't Gooner-esque just because it appeals to women that fictional characters are needed more than real men. Men were never needed for their periods in the first place. Women already seek comfort from friends, family, TV shows, heating pads, and chocolate. Why would an optional game feature change that? Silas could tell me everything will be okay, but that won't change the fact that I'm still trying to appease the mini goblins feasting on my organs. Perhaps I can kindly give you a sample of how a woman feels during her time of the month. Period pain is a legitimate medical condition, not a sexual experience, yet it's often dismissed as something less serious. As highlighted earlier with my lovely example, menstrual cramps can be excruciating, in some cases as painful as a heart attack. According to studies by Dr. John Gillibod, a professor of reproductive health at University College London, symptoms like diarrhea, nausea, changes in appetite, sleep disturbances, back pain, and irritability can significantly reduce a woman's sexual interest and lower libido rather than increase it. No one is thinking about self-pleasure when they feel like their insides are being torn apart.
Let me smash. Please.
Kindness or emotional support from a male character doesn't automatically translate to sexual thoughts. Emotional intimacy and kindness are about connection, not arousal. An argument that women might get aroused from kindness ignores the fact that pain and exhaustion override that instinct. If a woman does indeed feel the kindness of a virtual character more than the warmth of a real man, that says more about her partner than the game itself. Look, I would rather go extinct than have this instinct. Lastly, the feature included in the game is health-focused, not fetish-driven content. In fact, Love and Deepspace actually added an article in-game on menstruation. The period tracker allows women to track their cycle within a game they already enjoy, similar to how fitness tracking works in games that promote a healthy lifestyle. So, why is labeling an optional period tracker in an otome game as Gooner-esque not only incorrect, but also harmful, dismissive, and misogynistic? First, it reduces women's health to a fetish. Second, it disregards the reality that period pain often overrides any desire for sexual pleasure, reflecting a lack of understanding about women's health and biology. And finally, it dismisses the emotional value of comfort and support, because women don't seek comfort when they want to be turned on. Regarding the statement, women acting like men for playing things are bad, but them playing for Gooners is good, there's a bit of a misconception here, especially with the following statement that straight men are often criticized and held to standards that no one faces, but women's actions are acceptable. So, for our next topic, we're going to address the question, is the mirror being reflected on the right people? Did LATS players specifically harass other gacha gamers? Would there be concrete evidence to support this? This is more than just a conversation between Love and Deepspace and Zenless Zone Zero. Games like Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, and Honkai Star Rail are also considered Gooner games and have relatively large female player bases. LATS players are expected to admit they're the same, when in reality they might be subject to the same judgment by playing other games, not just for men. We enjoy the same hobbies. So why are Love and Deepspace players singled out for shaming men? Twitter, as we all know, is a platform where many people gather, and it's generally considered toxic. Could it be possible that some of the hate is coming from people who aren't even gamers? Women too are often unfairly targeted, and it's not limited to gaming. Take, for example, a creator named Spontaneous, who faces harassment within the Rainbow Six Siege community.
You know, it's kind of sad. I think you're the first female I've met in this game besides me.
I've met a few.
Most won't talk because there's a lot of harassment that goes on in this community.
As per a 2023 Statista survey, nearly 48% of female gamers in the United States reported experiencing abuse during online gaming sessions, often rooted in their gender. Studies have also shown that both male and female players tend to harass women more after playing sexualized games. A 2013 study of gaming magazines found that 59.9% of female characters were sexualized, compared to less than 1% of male characters. Sadly, these gendered stereotypes contributed to a rise in gender-based harassment within gaming communities, so this isn't an us versus them issue. From a gooning perspective, criticisms are directed at women as well, for openly engaging in it, as seen with players in Genshin Impact. And before everyone comes to agreement that Genshin players are gay, let me cook for a bit. There was once a trend on TikTok where Genshin players would create usernames like the following. Feel free to listen carefully with a straight face and tell me if you would give them a pat on the back. Diluc used condom. Diluc taken raw. And Diluc more please. Videos with slides do exist with these thirsty comments to publicly shame these people. I've described in my video that the controversy escalated on Twitter with people claiming that these games make players incapable of functioning in society. It was argued in the reaction that women have been saying similar things to men for years, but now they're getting upset when shown the mirror. While I'm all for equality and holding up a mirror to people, that mirror should be aimed at the right people. Pointing out that one received more criticism and the other didn't is not putting everyone on the same playing field. I'm not going to argue against the statement that if you call Zenless Zone Zero a Gooner game, you can't call Love and Deepspace one. There are suggestive themes in our games, but I don't agree they define the entire game as a whole, and a lot of people don't want to be characterized as a porn addict. The message I wanted to get across in my original video was not meant to be a fight or a statement that I'm holier than thou. Jesus took that job. Let's enjoy our games in peace and be respectful to people within and outside the community. All of us get flak for what we enjoy. Let's not friendly fire each other. Let's have more Love and Deepspace instead. Please also kindly note that myself and this creator have no beef with each other. He has communicated that he took no offense to that video, and I took no offense to his response. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Let's have more Love and Deepspace. Cheers, everybody! Your Honor, I will rest my case to the internet judgment.
Boss!
Boss, please, I have a cancer, boss.